do you think?
All right, just give us a countdown. Give us a couple-minute countdown, and we'll go for it.
Oh, countdown. Too late, mate. We're live.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, no. Big entry, and not one beautiful person has arrived.
Oh, that's all right. Let's just kick it off without him.
In fact, I've got it live on my on the YouTube channel as well, and it's StreamYards is saying 0. Oh, wait a minute. G'day, Cement Shoes. Right, we can kick off the show.
Good on you, Cement.
We just need one audience member. Well, no, in fact, Finn and I'd do this if it was just the two of us. How are you, Cement Shoes? Hope you're good, mate. Finn, it's your week for kicking off first. So what have you got?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I got some good ones.
Bring it on.
Some good ones. This one's from the old Memology 101. Classic one.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one it is. I've got too many tabs open. That's a good one.
It's always the way.
I think it's this. I'm pretty sure it's this. Let me just see. Yeah. Alrighty. So it's that old lady again. Who's the press secretary or whatever she is?
Oh, the one whose name we can never remember.
That's right, yeah. the black lady who's in charge of the talking for the president. Let's say.
I'm just Googling her name. Karen.
Yes.
Jean-Pierre.
Yes.
Remember we call her Karen?
Jean-Pierre.
Corinne Jean-Pierre, yep.
Yeah, Karen Pierre, that's the one. Alrighty, so she's getting some real questions thrown at her. I don't know if you know this, but the economy's dead, is to put it, nicely. And she's not up to date with the reports that are coming out. So now the American government is acknowledging that it's dead. And this reporter quotes the most recent data that the government released, and she has no idea about it. It's friggin' hilarious.
For something
she goes
new?
back to the... Yeah, check this out.
Numbers came out today that show a monthly decline in real wages, as well as...
It's a bit quiet, so I might read it out for him. So the numbers came out today, all right, that show a monthly decline in real wages as well as annual decline in real wages.
Annual decline in real wages. Administration officials have said growing real wages is an important marker for the economy. How do you view the setback in today's numbers?
So
how do you view the setback in today's numbers?
A couple of things. I do want to say that what we have said many times is that
First off, how is the press secretary allowed to go up wearing that? Surely
I don't know, but
a suit or something more
I love yellow. I do like it, but yeah, you're right. It's more of a let's go for a picnic on the weekend kind of top, right? Yeah.
It's very casual for a White House press secretary, is it not?
It absolutely, and it clashes with the flag too.
Yeah,
like exactly. if you're gonna wear something patriotic. It's very yellow, Francesca. Hi, and hi, Miss Kay.
We believe it.
Yeah, good on you. Welcome, guys.
President's
provers are arriving.
The economic plan is indeed working, and it's giving.
So she's completely ignored what the reporters said.
Well, that's
even
what
though
she
it's
always
come from
does.
the government. And she's gone, we believe, right? Like your belief has any fucking validity on reality at all. We believe that the president's economic plan is indeed working. So even though the numbers...
Because we redefined
and
recession.
the real facts information says that it's not working, we believe that it is.
Yeah. And if you don't believe us, we'll just redefine everything.
Exactly. Like I don't know if you saw this
recession,
kind of related story. They're trying to redefine what freedom means.
Oh,
if you've seen this.
really?
Yeah, oh, yes. That just started like 2 days ago. Yeah,
Oh,
they're
awesome.
trying to. Anyway, that's another story. That's
Yeah.
another story. I don't have that.
Bring it on,
I
mate.
don't have that yet, but
It'll be in the
that's,
list next week for sure.
It may be. Depends. It depends how it goes this week. It's not
Yeah,
getting a lot of
Traction?
agreement. Yeah. Anyway.
Funny that.
Top, how we have seen, how we have seen the plan actually working. We're seeing inflation moderate just a bit as we've seen the last couple of months, and that is important.
Yeah. So the reporter just told her a few seconds ago that the real wages are down according to the day's report.
And she's like,
so she's completely unaware.
Yep.
What the fuck? Yeah, so this is reporters asking questions to Karen. Great. Anyway, so yeah, she's completely fucking detached from the reality of what their own government
Once
is
again,
reporting on.
I know, and it's amazing that, it is the remaining pool of options worse than her. I mean, she's stuck around longer than most of them have.
That's a good point.
Yep.
But yeah, that's not any that's not what you really want on your job title, I'm not the best, but I've stuck around.
But I think who's going to put their hand up to do? I mean, look, I reckon this is the time to put your hand up to do the job, because surely anyone, even someone with absolutely no political experience, is going to be better than her. Yeah, it's like she's lasted longer than most. Remember at one point it was like every week there was a new person there. Same with Trump. Trump's staffers were like on a constant rotate as well.
That's because he likes firing people. That's just him,
Well, that was that one. And look, to be honest, I don't think anyone really cared too much about what she was saying. We were all critiquing the yellow jumper fin. According to Cement
I don't want that to be the takeaway from that story.
No, but according to Cement Shoes, they say insane people have an affinity for yellow. And I've got a yellow skirt that I love. And Francesca's got a yellow vase that she loves. You've got yellow walls behind you.
Yes, but I didn't pick this color.
But even so, someone did. So then somebody insane
yes,
painted. It's a happy color. It's a happy color.
Very believable.
I agree, friend. Well, look at my mug. I mean, hello, yellow. Oh, it looks a bit orange on the screen, but it is actually
orange.
No, it's yellow in real life. It's
that's orange.
This is yellow too.
That looks yellow. Yes.
Yeah, but no, this is
orange.
Well, it's more of a. It's not. I promise you. Come to my house for a coffee.
I'm telling you, I've got eyes. It's definitely orange.
It's not orange. It's yellow. It's like a brownie yellow.
Chat, back me up. What color is it?
On the screen. But yeah. Okay, so Karen once again makes the list. I
wonder who's our most shown person on here. Karen would be up there, surely.
Could be. Now, I kicked off the show last week with the tragic tale of the weather balloon getting shot out of the sky by a missile, not a torpedo.
So not a weather balloon as well. It's a spy balloon.
It was not. It was a cute little weather balloon with landing gear. Anyway, now the Americans have gone absolutely batshit and they're shooting everything out of the sky. Birds, like little balloons that kids let go of at parties, everything. And recently, since the great weather balloon scandal, they've just been shooting stuff down, and they've actually admitted that they've been shooting at benign objects because, why not? Let's just blow everything up. They're destroying objects out of an abundance of caution after the alleged Chinese spy balloon drifted across its airspace. And since then, they've been firing missiles to try and destroy other things, 2 attempts to destroy an object over Lake Huron. So the first missile fired wide. It's great to know that with all the money that's spent on defense, they can't shoot an object the first time. Like if you've got missiles firing wide, it's not a good look, America. You might want to work on steering your missiles a bit better.
Well, they're very cheap missiles. They're only a couple of $100,000 a piece.
Exactly. There's the very plane that releases them at these objects. And the objects, they haven't actually identified what they are. They just keep saying benign. I mean, it could have been a friggin' skydiver for all we know. Now, there were three of them.
For a very good strategic reason, though. Like, if you confirm a spy equipment, that's actually an act of war, like, by definition.
Finn, yes.
So
but once again, this show is piss-taking. And what I'm saying, I'm talking more about the missiles that can't even hit their friggin' targets. I know,
but that's the reason why they're saying alleged. Like,
I'm getting the importance of shooting foreign things floating into your airspace down. That's not the issue here. The issue is we're in 2023. America has an insane defense budget, and they can't even hit a benign object. I mean, they need to get back out in the paddock and get a BB gun and learn how to shoot beer cans off the fence. If they can't, if they don't have these missiles, we keep being told, they punch in all the codes and everything, and they can hit the target, direct hit, boom. They're basically doing target practice with probably a skydiver and a dove that have just, cruised past, and they can't even get them on the first hit with their $100,000 missile. Batshit. It's batshit. What are you spending your money on? These expensive Sidewinder missiles costing hundreds of thousands of dollars each eventually did down the objects, one over Alaska, Canada's Yukon territory. I'm sure Canada's thrilled that, the US are shooting shit out of their sky, and then in Michigan as well. It's still unclear what the unidentified flying objects were, the UFOs were. It's interesting seeing UFO being used in its original context.
Unidentified floating object, so a bit
all floating. The search for the debris could be hampered by the remote locations. Great. You can't even wait till they're over like a town or something, and then they're going to land in a nearby paddock. I mean, this is just ridiculous.
Over a town. You don't want over a town.
Well, you don't want to find a paddock nearby. And you want to be able to get the debris, man. If you're going to spend $100,000, send a $100,000 missile to shoot something down, shoot it down when it's going to land in an accessible area is my point. Not actually in the town or over it.
Can you imagine what Americans would do if they saw some downed object landing on the ground? They would all go scavenge off it and steal the entire thing. By the time the military got there.
So it has to be accessible, but further away that the defense force can get there before the people, basically. Yeah. It's unbelievable.
Exactly.
But they've dampened speculation that they were similar to the high altitude balloon that met its fate on the 4th of February. They could, it says the intelligence community is considering as a leading explanation, these could just be balloons tied to some commercial or benign purpose. Yeah, it's food that was meant to be dropped in Africa and it lost its way. That's all it was. So, but I think it's batshit that they don't even have a missile that can hit the target the first time around. That just is ludicrous to me. And, considering the gigantic amounts of money they spend on defense, they need to sort their shit out. Because what are they going to do? Like, blow up France and go, oh, sorry, we were aiming for Russia, but our missiles aren't very accurate. Great. I have no confidence.
I wonder how much the ICBMs cost. Surely they're a bit more expensive.
What, they're missiles?
The nuke missiles, the ICBMs.
Yeah, well, we want them to be accurate too, don't we? We kind of would like them to be accurate as well.
Don't you know they landed people on the moon, Tori? They're very accurate, all right? That was real. That happened.
Except for doing target practice with a $100,000 missile and, missed the target. And it was a benign target anyway. Like, wouldn't you kind of think that they would look and see, what does that look like? It looks benign. Let's not waste a missile on that little fucker. Just let it go. Look at how many people release balloons at funerals, without thinking about the dolphins. It's getting ridiculous is my point, Finn. That shit crazy.
Yeah. Well, don't you know technology goes backwards the further you go through time? So, even though they could land people on the moon, in 1960s. You know,
Never
technology's worse these
again.
days.
Indeed.
Yes, very
Uh
interesting.
oh.
All right.
Meanwhile, in the USA.
Oh, wait till you hear this one. We are screwed. US ain't going to help us when we need it, which
we will.
Yeah.
I know.
Well,
we're
I don't know about that.
doomed.
Who's doomed? We're not.
We're
Doomed.
all
We're okay.
humanity, the whole planet.
Nah. Tassie will survive. Anyway.
I know. Isn't it great? We're off everyone's fucking radars. It's great.
Yeah. Who's coming for Tassie and New Zealand? Tassie and New Zealand, they're the places to be, guys.
Yep.
Think about it.
Yep. Get yourself on an island. And not only is the lifestyle chill as, but yeah, nobody's going to bother with a population of 500,000 people on an island. There's no point.
Also, Tassie and New Zealand. I mean, who's going to go for that? You think Putin's going to be like, "Oh, guys, let's get after it"?
We'll just be
No
sitting
way.
here
No
eating
chance.
our amazing triple cream brie and amazing seafood and great wines and all the stuff at the distilleries, just watching as the world crumbles. It's a place to be.
Now that I think about it, I do remember that Hobart is actually one of the ICBM targets. So
Yeah, it is, but there's
Hobart-
about
Hobart
50,000.
will get destroyed.
There's about 50,000 on that list, so you know I'm not too concerned.
There's 3,000 on the
Well,
list,
well
but
still,
Hobart is one of them.
yeah.
Just enough to wipe out the planet, you know. Yeah. Anyway, we're getting distracted.
We are.
A dozen states have proposed legislation that would either limit or ban drag show performances in front of children. Now, these efforts.
So, if you didn't hear what she said they're now going through efforts to try and ban drag shows in front of children. Ridiculous. Can you believe that?
They never used to be. Why are they suddenly a thing?
From attending.
What, drag shows for kids?
Yeah, never. Like I blame this is the entitled parents, you know, that Breckany Sue can go wherever she fucking wants, and it's like no, it's like they have you know, like family friendly days at wineries now, and it's like that was an adult playground that you would never see children at, you know, like why do kids have to be fucking everywhere? Some things just let the grown-ups do it. You know, next I'll be letting them into nightclubs. Hey?
That is what they're doing. Yeah, let's
It's
listen.
exactly what they're doing.
Efforts range from prohibiting minors from attending a drag event or show to.
So these are the states that are now prohibiting minors from attending drag shows.
And this is the point why even bring it in, because it never used to be a problem. Drag shows were at nightclubs and kids weren't there. The end.
Exactly.
That host them to register as sexually oriented businesses, even in some cases going so far as to propose charging parents who choose to bring their children to a drag story hour. A Connecticut.
How ridiculous. Can you
Wait,
can you believe it?
What's
they
a
want
drag
businesses to register as sexual performances.
What's what's drag story hour? Are there drag queens that are like now hanging out in libraries reading books to kids or something? Drag story hour.
Drag time story hour is drag specifically for children.
Right, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware this existed.
I
was not aware.
Not only does it exist, it's been going for a while. And now the states are starting to be like, oi, maybe this is a horrible idea. Anyway, this lady seems to be very upset that some states are banning drag for fucking kids. So let's keep listening.
Church recently hosted a drag bingo event. It was a fundraiser. Connecticut Church recently hosted a drag bingo event. It was a fundraiser for
a drag bingo event.
Well, that's gambling again. So no children.
Yes.
No deal.
Yes.
And look, I just want to say, in defense of the drag queens that I know, if they're just like in their outfits reading stories to kids, there's nothing sexual in that. They're not perverts. And if it normalizes that sort of stuff, I'm all for it. But you know, if someone rocks up to like read a story to a kid and they've got like a G-string on and a 30-foot feather hat, it might be a bit concerning.
I think you should Google after this episode tonight what they look like at these story time hours they've been doing. It is not appropriate.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If the costume is inappropriate, I fully understand that. But if they're just like
It
If they're
is.
just if they're just wearing a frock and reading a book, so what?
No. I think that's why they named it the way they did. Drag Time Story Hour. But no, when you see it, you're like, oh, kids should not be anywhere near this. And then on top of it, gambling and drag for kids. What the fuck?
No.
That states
We don't know about that. She just said they're at a bingo night. So I'm sorry, but if parents are taking kids to a bingo night, which can be gambling, that's on the parents. Like, there's plenty of drag bingo nights, drag karaoke nights, that sort of stuff. Like, if parents are taking their kids to that sort of stuff, there's a problem with the parents.
And the church is in trouble as well because I think one of the priests of the nearby area or whatever has come out and been like, oi, this is actually against the church and it should never have been allowed in the first place. Anyway, here it is.
Trip.
A Connecticut church recently hosted a drag bingo event.
Shocked the pastor.
While it is not our intention to make any kind of political statement, this event is certainly in keeping with our commitment to being an open and affirming church, to seek understanding in love, and not to join our voices to the chorus of fear that seems to animate so much of the negative response to this event.
Look, I just need to know how to get out of here.
There is no way out.
I see what you.
Yeah. So anyway, people aren't too happy.
No, but Finn, look, I just had a look, right? You told me to have a look, so I did, because I'm good like that.
I said after the show. Yeah.
No, but I went through quite a few different pictures, but I swear to God, as a kid at school, if this happened in my school, I would have fucking loved it. And I don't see anything wrong with it at all.
I feel like you may not be using the right search engine. Are you using
Google? I looked at heaps of different pictures, and some of them I was like, yeah, that's a bit wrong. But then I stumbled across this one, and I'm like, what's wrong with that? It's like someone looking fabulous coming to your school and reading a book in that amazing outfit. Like, I would have loved that.
Yeah.
Would have been way more.
To make this search.
I said to you, I saw some that I was like, yeah, I can see an issue with that. But I'm trying to say, as a kid, I would have loved if a drag queen had rocked up to school in that outfit and read us a book. Look at it. Would have been fucking way more fun than the librarian reading to us. I would have been, I mean, it's all about kids have got imaginations and fantasy and fun and colours and loud. That's everything drag queens are.
I don't know what happened in Tassie, but in Queensland, we had, I think it was like Gerald the giraffe or something like that. He used to come around in a library van and just used to be filled with books, like a bus filled with books, and have Gerald the giraffe, and he'd have all the different kinds of books and stuff in there.
We had a library bus too. It was great, and they gave you you got your own special book bag, and it felt very grown up lining up for when the bus arrived. But, you know, why aren't people banning talking animals, like people in costumes? Who knows who's underneath those costumes that go into schools? I mean, admittedly, I just zoomed in, and the book is the page that it's open on. There is a twerking drag queen there, but little kids love a twerk. I would have personally
loved my
loved
child
it.
exposed to that, to be honest with you.
Why? See, I would like my children to be exposed to as much diversity as possible. So I'm all for it.
There's a difference between diversity and twerking for children.
Excuse me. Do you have any small children in your life? Every kid in my life twerks. We've got 4-year-old twins who twerk all the time, and they weren't taught how to do that by a drag queen reading them a book in primary school.
But they were taught it.
They learn it. Any bloody video on Instagram, TikTok, there's twerking. There's twerkers on bloody, TV shows. They're everywhere. It doesn't take a drag queen to go into a school to teach kids how to twerk. Interesting. You're going to be a very conservative dad. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I want to protect my child's innocence as long as possible. Yeah, for sure.
But I don't think there's anything sinister about that, what I just showed. But I think, like I said, you're rocking up in a G-string with nipple tassels and a massive feather headdress. reading a book about sex positions, whatever, not okay.
Yeah,
But just
so again,
a
I think you're
colourful.
using I think you're using Google as a browser, which is very
It wouldn't matter what
that's what
browser,
you
because
see
you're
with
missing
the-
my point. I'm saying that someone just
no.
going into a school in a costume dressed as a giraffe or a drag queen just to read a book, there's no difference in my mind at all.
Yeah, until you look at the photos that aren't.
Finn, I've already said I
No,
saw.
let me make my point though without cutting me off.
If
Can I talk? If you have people coming
you cut
in
me off
with the
constantly.
with
You're
the
not
photos
taking on.
I've
Oh my
seen-
god!
With the photos I've seen of these drag shows, it is not appropriate for kids. It is very, very bad.
Not
And I
disagreeing
think
with that,
photo
Finn.
you've shown there is
my
very
God.
PG compared to the
Because
other
you're
ones that
not
are
listening to my point. Move on. What's your story? For fuck's sake.
That was my story.
Oh, okay. Well, it's my turn. Yay. Let's go.
That's right. Sorry, everyone, getting heated.
You just wouldn't listen to me, Finn. It really annoys me because I made a point that was so different. I agreed with the point you just made again for the 5th time, the first time you made it, and you completely ignored me. Thanks.
I didn't ignore you.
You did. What's the point I'm trying to make, Finn?
That you think it's okay and there's no difference between a giraffe and a drag queen.
But go further. How do I feel about someone in a G-string and nipple tassels?
That you don't agree with that.
Correct. So why did you repeat that over and over again when I said that right from the start?
Because the
Doesn't make
majority
sense.
happening aren't the PG version. They're
Well, I'll have a proper Google after the show.
You should.
Seriously.
It is. You'll be shocked. Like, it is not good.
I was using that one saying I don't have a problem with something like that. That was the point I've made 50 times and you're still choosing to ignore. Anyway, can we move
ignoring
on? So apparently we're all going to start falling in love with our computers, which is great news. I think people are already way too attached to their gadgets and so on. But AI, the way it's this is the wrong article. I had 2 of them up. But the AI, the way they're working on it at the moment is that they are training AI to have emotions, and then not just their own emotions, but emotions that can respond to the emotions they're detecting from the people that are using them. So like right now with our disagreement, there'd probably be some sort of soothing suggestion that we put on some panpipes and light a bong and chill the fuck out, And so then they're actually saying it's going to make humans fall in love with their computers. I mean, what on earth is this? Is to me, this is where the world is going batshit.
Yeah.
Because people are already having to do like digital detoxes and go to like an equivalent of a rehab because of how addicted they are to their gadgets. And the gadgets are now being tweaked and trained to basically read our emotions and to communicate with us in a way to try to keep us grounded or happy or chill or whatever. And people are going to fall in love with them because they're going to be much better partners than humans. Because humans aren't always going to go, here's some, panpipes and a bong, chill the fuck out. Yeah. They might get angry and argue, for example. So, yeah.
That is a great point. That is a great point.
Yeah. So, I don't know. How do you feel about this?
Though, I was going to say on that detox part, one of my favorite parts about going camping is when I lose reception and I'm just on the beach somewhere with my friends and there's just no internet, no reception, nothing. And you're just there in the moment. It feels so good.
It's very liberating, isn't it?
But it is. It's a weird kind of free.
I don't freak out if I leave my phone at home because I often I go to the beach and stuff and I don't take my phone with me. But I've got friends that have been nearly at work, like they've got a 30-minute drive and they've been nearly at their office and they've realised they left their phone at home and they've had to go home and get it because they just won't cope for the day without it with them. That's a worry, isn't it? And there's a lot of digital detox stuff. Even just like there's little tips, like even if you want to know what the time is, like they're trying to encourage people to go back to wearing watches and not Apple watches or smart watches because they're still a gadget.
One of these ones. The old
You could-
G-Shocks.
Yeah, to use that for telling the time rather than using your phone to see what the time is or your computer or whatever. Like just really basic little tweaks. And yeah, the latest one is pushing people to put on your old watch. I might dig out my old Swatch watch from 1985. In fact, I used to wear 2 Swatch watches at the same time on the same wrist. I know. I know. That was trendy. And you used to wear 2 rugby jumpers too. You'd wear one and you'd wrap one around your waist. Multiple belts. There were belts that yeah, the new romantic sort of bands, they had belts that you wrapped around your waist and then they'd sort of hang down. Like they'd be like 4 meters of leather with little studs on them that you'd wear. Do you remember them? Or that, you know what I mean?
Those.
Yes. I didn't really get into that, although I did have a reddish sort of burgundy coloured one that I wore to the Kids in the Kitchen concert once. But they weren't really, I was never really a big belt person.
That AI stuff though, they're calling it it is called Chat GPT-3, and apparently people have already started turning it into a if you want to Google that, Chat GPT-3.
You sure I should Google it or should I use a different browser?
Well, funny you mentioned that because it's owned by Microsoft and they're going to start implementing it into Bing. Yeah, so soon you'll just use Bing and it'll be an AI talking back to you. But in saying that, people have already
terrible
for now until an AI runs it, and then it's going to take over Google. But the point is, they've kind of released the code, so you can kind of access the code online, and people have been programming it to do all kinds of things. There was even a person I saw who wanted to lose weight, and they talked to it and said, "I weigh this much. This is what I eat. This is how much I exercise." And then it came back with, okay, you need to change what you eat. You need to change how much you exercise. This is what you should do. And gave a full plan detail list of how to improve and what weight to get to and everything like that. But other people have been turning it into artificial girlfriends and getting it to talk back. And people are going nuts with the kind of replies they're getting from this thing. And they're fully falling for it. They're just like,
well, we had that was one of my stories a few weeks ago. I remember because I said they can, if the AI that you fall in love with, and they're all these men were saying that they'd rather have an AI girlfriend than a real one, and but they actually they're manipulative. Like they'll be a bit down, and the guy will be like, you know, why are you sad? And she's like, I don't have anything to wear. So then he'll spend like $800 buying her a virtual new dress, and then they are happy again. And so there's companies are just milking it because they're making these, the men are, and women, but primarily men at the moment because there's more female ones online than male. But they're falling madly in love with them and they do everything for them. But, yeah, the companies are just going, here, buy her a, you know, Gucci skirt for $1,000 and she'll be happy again.
Yeah, creepy. Just fix her problems with money. All good. That's how you do it.
Trendy sozzle. Look at Francesca. Trendy as fuck. Trendy sozzled. I want to get sozzled right now at 10 a.m.
Here we go. Ready for this one, Tori?
Sure.
Ooh.
What you
got?
got?
Chuck it up on the screen.
Yeah. I was just writing a number for it.
Mars fined $15,000 after 2 workers fell into chocolate vat last year.
Oh, Mars, the chocolate people, Mars bars.
Yes.
Didn't we have this before? We had one that had fallen in. Is there another one now?
There's multiple, yeah. The
Or was it something else?
Safety and Health Administration fined Mars over a June accident where 2 people fell into a chocolate vat at Mars M&M factory. The Occupational Safety and Health, I feel like it should be Health and Safety Administrator, cited Mars in the June accident at the Elizabeth M&M factory, saying the workers were not authorized to work in the tanks and weren't trained on the proper safety procedures. I'm just picturing them like little chocolate stick men.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, dipped in chocolate, like a little. But Finn, I'm sure you had one last year. You had, and we looked at the railing and everything. Remember, there was like no safety barriers at all, and someone had fallen in a vat. Do you remember? It wasn't
Where
chocolate,
was that?
but it was.
It wasn't.
I don't know.
No.
No, it was another company.
Cheese. Was it cheese or something?
Was it Hershey's chocolate? There was another story we had. This is weird. Like, and no, you didn't have they don't have appropriate training. Now, look, admittedly, I mean, I work in an area of law that's all about, health and safety regulations, risk management, that kind of stuff. But, there's also, I still feel sometimes it's just fucking common sense. Like, if you are near a vat of chocolate and you're likely to fall in at certain points because there's inadequate railing, don't stand where there's no railing. Like there has to be a bit of survival of the fittest happening from the other angle too. But I'm sure this is like the second story where we've had people falling in vats and just suing the fuck out of the companies. How can in 2023 can they not have proper safety in a workplace?
To be fair though, $14,000, it doesn't seem like a lot of money at all. Like it's still 14 grand, but that does not feel like a massive payout. That feels like a very small.
It's probably just embarrassment of being plucked out of there looking like a peanut M&M,
So funny. What a bunch of idiots. But common sense just ain't common these days anymore, is it? Yeah.
No, it's not. Cement's never going to eat candy again. I love our tiny little audience. This is great. Voting's going to be very quick today. It's cute. We've just got this little gang of us hanging out. It's fun. You always eat Mars, Finn. What's your favorite? Is it Mars? A Mars bar's your favorite, or is something else?
Yeah, Mars bars. I do like Milky Ways when I'm feeling like Mars bars. Yeah, I'll just go for Milky Way. But Mars bars my go-to. I don't really eat much chocolate, to be honest.
No, neither do I. I've still got chocolates from Christmas in my basket in my pantry.
Yeah.
Whereas my sister and niece, like I only just ate last week the last bit of chocolate I bought in Singapore. And my sister and Jemima had eaten all of their chocolate before we landed back in Australia.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah. You never fully regained your enthusiasm for chocolate after learning Jeffrey Dahmer worked at a chocolate factory. Yeah, I know. Because didn't he? I don't know if did he take a head and put it in his locker at work as well? Something weird like that. Yeah, I know.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What a psycho.
Yes, well, I mean, one of the world's most psychotic serial killers. And weirdly, when you watch interviews and stuff with him, he just speaks like it's all perfectly normal. Creepy. But speaking of Mars, well, sort of Mars. Nice segue here. Thanks, Finn. You gave me a great one.
You're welcome.
Back to shit in the
I planned that.
Back to shit in the sky, Groover. But more up in space. Where I sort of still look, don't get me wrong. I am fascinated by all the space exploration and stuff because it's totally wrong. I think it's hideous. But the fact is it's going to happen whether I think it's hideous or not. But I'm kind of like, could you maybe spend all this money sorting out the shit on our own planet that we fucked up first? Like, why are you hoping to live on other planets and do all this stuff and spend billions of dollars doing it? Like, because we've all completely fucked up this planet. You just all want to take off and destroy another perfect little planet. But the latest one is because there's so much shit floating around in space, scientists are planning on putting traffic lights in space. Because this is how
roundabouts. We need roundabouts. Fuck traffic lights. Roundabouts all the way.
Because you showed us, I think, was it you that showed like last week or the week before of a photo of all the satellites? Or was that someone else?
Oh, yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah. Like fucking shitloads, right? Everywhere. Yeah. So now they've got this sort of traffic light system that they are going to be putting in space because satellites are starting to collide and crash and, have bingles and then we'll have all these satellites crashing to Earth. So anyway, the US government's recruited, surprise, has recruited a company to help set up the traffic management system. And they're going to actually end up having like flight controllers and try to avoid collisions between satellites or space junk, because there's a heap of space junk floating around up there too. I'm just there's around 8,000 satellites currently orbiting Earth, but at least 33,000 are expected to be in orbit within the next 10 years.
Yeah. It's quite a lot.
Just stop it, guys. Like, I personally, let's just start firing missiles at all this shit in space, get it all out of there, put it all in a tip, and then get on with fixing the planet we've fucked up. That's how I look at it, for show. But don't get me wrong, like if you see a photo from space looking down at Earth or whatever, I find that fascinating, and the only way that could happen is for things to be in space. But this whole, Elon Musk, every time he's like, I'm going to live on Mars before I die. Off you go then, motherfucker. Just go. You're the only person.
Buried on Mars. Yeah.
He's the only one who can afford it, but off you go. One person's not going to destroy a planet. But how does everyone in chat feel? Like, how do you guys feel about space?
I used to think that it was like stupid that they would spend all this money on something when there's all these problems around us. But then I found out that NASA actually invented quite a few things that we use every day, like the microwave. That was them.
Yes.
They came up with that. And who doesn't have a microwave now? Like, that's so common and so
I actually do not own a microwave.
And then you got frozen food. They came up with the snap frozen food. That was them.
And you
GPS, I believe, was them as
so
well.
many segues, because you mentioned something last week that NASA invented as well. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, if they've got the
alfoil
funding and the capacity, so that's great. But I just feel this constant, and the fact that they're talking about putting in like a traffic light system because space is getting so cluttered already. Human beings are shit, really, aren't we? We're like, oh, we fucked up our planet, and half the planet doesn't believe that there's climate change. So let's, rather than just address this issue and see if we can, at the very least, slow it down, let's just go and fuck up something else. All right, space, your turn.
Carl Sagan used to call us smartly lazy.
Space is for spying.
If you pop on my screen for a sec, this is that satellite feed we were talking about for all the people that missed it.
Cool. Hang on a sec. Here he comes. Yeah, this one.
So these are all the satellites going on at the moment. Every line is a satellite, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, my computer's frozen. Trying to load it. Fuck yeah.
I really like that graphic though. See, that graphic would make me fall in love with my computer.
I'll see if I can refresh it. Hold up.
Finn's computer, start playing him some Enya.
Enya. Don't do that. Oh, here we go. Yeah, look at all these. Nuts. It's just surrounded. It's just surrounded. Yeah, it's crashed again.
And what did they say that article? It said, what, 10,000? But they're expecting 30,000 within the next decade. They've got, 8,000 at the moment. I think it's more than 8, but 8,000 at the moment, and at least 33,000 within the next 10 years.
Just of space junk, which are satellites that don't work anymore, that just stay up there, there's 25,000.
Right.
So it might be 8,000 active ones.
Active satellites too. But the space junk, I remember we did a story that had the number, and that was, completely, like, it's bigger than the global population. Close to it or something.
Easily. It's so insane.
This is like floating rubbish.
I've got my last story, and it is sorry, Tori, but it's gonna be the winner this week. This made me laugh.
Look, that's fine with me. As long as drag queens don't win, I'm happy.
Oh, this is even better. So this dude is obviously fed up with how things are going. So he's decided to show up to the council meeting and
I love the council meetings.
Make his plea to become the president of the department. Check this out. You ready?
Yep.
My mother told. Good morning, Mayor and Council. I'm speaking in support of items 39 and 81 because there needs to be accountability for what happened. You and I both know this. My mother told me to dress for the job that you want to have And that is why I'm here today, because I would like to be the CEO of Austin Energy. We need leaders who are aligned with our priorities. And right now, our number one priority is fighting climate change. We need to get to net zero by 2030. And honestly, if we are ever going to achieve these goals, you shouldn't even be using power at all. Okay? Listen, just last month, I destroyed the gas stove that I owned in a fire that I started because I am firmly committed to saving the planet, just like you. And I will show that same commitment as the CEO of Austin Energy. I have pronouns in my Twitter bio. I also have Ukrainian flags in my Twitter bio. And due to my extensive qualifications and the fact that my priorities align so much with the city of Austin, as well as what I thought were past administrations in Austin Energy, I would like a salary between $350,000 to $500,000 a year so that I could support my lifestyle, fund my habit, and care for my wife who has stage 5 testicular cancer. I also took a 23andMe test and found out that I am 3% Black, so not hiring me would be a literal act of violence. Anyway, if I could get a recommendation to be the CEO of Austin Energy, I would really appreciate it. Obviously, I'm the most qualified person for the job here in this room. Thank you very much, Mayor and Council.
I love him.
Wasn't that great?
Oh my God, I love him. After that last Fran and I chatting about people destroying things, he's awesome. They give him the job. I can't believe that chick in the background. She's clearly in love with her computer. Didn't even break out in a little grin.
500,000. Yeah, nothing. Just trying to ignore him.
That was so well. It was so good. That was, I mean, there's nothing batshit about him at all. He just deserves to win because of that speech. Stage 5 testing. My wife has stage
my wife has testicular cancer. And I need to fund my cocaine habit.
Yeah, that was brilliant. I love it. I absolutely. I mean, if you've got the opportunity, and the beauty of it though is that there was a lot of very current, relevant stuff in there too, like solidarity for Ukraine and. Like he was, there was actual the climate change stuff. Like he was actually talking about proper issues, and yeah, good on him. I love him. I don't think he's batshit. I think he's brilliant.
It's great, yeah. Just for a laugh, But that's how batshit it is.
Give him the job. I'd hire him for sure. I mean, I don't want to not hire him because God forbid. I mean, the act of violence comment was brilliant too. What a funny guy. Let's give him the job. Excellent, Finn. That was a good laugh. Good laugh, mate.
Oh, gee. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. Now, the last one. This one's got me wondering, how can something vanish when it never existed, Finn?
Are you talking about Jesus?
No. Well, Jesus in some people's minds, I suppose. Definitely as mythical as... But there's sad news out of Scotland, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Not Scotland.
Our mate Nessie.
Yeah.
The Loch Ness Monster. Very, very sad news out of Scotland.
Yeah.
Hasn't been seen yet this year.
Oh, devo.
And they think it's dead. Dead. It never existed. I mean, they're freaking the fuck out. It's the 16th of February, and they're like, "Where's Nessie gone?" So yeah, they're not apparently because of this vanished. Hasn't been seen yet this year. The last official entry, or the most recent one, was back in October last year in the official Loch Ness Monster Sightings Register, and Nessie obsessive Owen O'Flanagan. We've actually had Owen, Ian, whatever, O'Flanagan. He is the one that has the cameras and stuff. And remember, there was something going up in the wrong way. Yeah, him. Yeah. But yeah, he's basically saying that, he's blaming atmospheric conditions on the lack of sightings. He thinks it's making unsuitable for Nessie spotting. But
I think it's maybe Greta Thunberg. Maybe she stole the Loch Ness Monster to prove climate change is real.
I think it's maybe because the Loch Ness Monster doesn't exist and people are not seeing any
Greta.
logs floating up.
No, definitely Greta. Greta's more
Apparently,
believable.
Nessie is a bit shy at the start of the year, according to Ian. Yeah. And he had to wait until March the 30th before the first sighting last year. So why is this news? If she doesn't show her face till March, who gives a shit? There's nothing new. If she didn't make an appearance till March last year, why are they all freaking out that she's vanished? She's just doing the usual. No one's seen her before March, ever, according to Owen, Ian, whatever. So now they think she's potentially migrated. And, oh, wait a minute, something resembling Nessie sighted off the coast of North Carolina earlier this month. And there's been repeated sightings in Central Africa. Let's have a look at the North Carolina Loch Ness Monster
Central
sighting.
Africa? Central Africa? What the fuck? Just swam up the fucking Nile, did it?
Actually, so I didn't pick up on that. Central Africa, hilarious. All right, let's have a look. Okay, the North Carolina coast. I've got a little video for us.
All right.
She's on Nessie on the move, man. But yeah, how can something disappear when it doesn't actually exist? She is hibernating, Miss K. I agree. This mysterious sea creature spotted near North Carolina. Okay, here we go. Alrighty. Just letting some ads run because, you know.
Gross.
Gross, exactly.
Warned that they have seen a monster coming up from the depths. Now the question is, has Nessie come to the United States? A mysterious North Carolina, and it's got a lot of people scratching their heads.
What on earth is that?
Look at that.
The giant sea creature was spotted off the coast of North Carolina.
I stood up real quick and I said, oh my God.
That's a good point. What the fuck is that? It sort of looked like it might be a crocodile, and then the fin appeared.
Yeah, it looked like a little whale.
A little whale?
Gosh, it was kind of like we saw a dinosaur.
The Twitterverse is going into overdrive.
It's even got
A
a
reference
blowhole.
to the legendary Loch Ness Monster of Scottish folklore. To solve the mystery, we turn to wildlife expert Ron.
It doesn't look anything like the Loch Ness Monster. It looks like a crocodile
Yeah.
with a fish tail.
Blowhole.
Fin
And a
thing.
blowhole.
McGill of Zoo Miami. What the heck is this?
This was just a classic appearance of a smaller whale just coming to the surface briefly there. You can see clearly the blood.
I wasn't expecting him to be remotely sensible looking at all the photos on and the horns and this bloody picture up here. But look at how many photos he's got everywhere. I was like, this guy's going to be, I know, fascinating.
What
Isn't it?
is with
Looking
all those
at some-
photos? What the
No,
fuck?
exactly. And they all look like
That's
sort of
a lot of
senior.
photos.
They're like senior pics from yearbooks too.
Yeah.
So bizarre.
Wow. Okay.
Mm.
All right.
Blowhole in the front. You can see the flukes in the back.
Can you pause it for a sec? You
Yeah.
can tell he's from Florida though. Look at that fucking mustache and that gold chain. Keep going.
Why is this causing so much speculation?
This animal's coming to the surface for only a second or two. And they see, what did I see? And they see it a second or two. And all of a sudden, their imagination starts getting bigger and bigger. And all of a sudden, it's the Loch Ness Monster. Not any kind of monster.
Mystery solved.
Now shut the fuck up, you idiots. We
So there
actually
you
spent
go.
valuable news time chasing this story down for you morons. You wasted my time and yours. Fuck you.
Fuck off. Wouldn't you love that? I'm honestly, I think media are getting to the point that, you know, so many of them now are just sort of going down the tabloid road because it's the only way they can make any money. I'd love to see some credible journalists just going, it is a slow news story today, and this is what we've got. What a pack of fucking idiots. You know, like, wouldn't it be lovely if they could just start telling the audience how they feel about the bullshit? In fact, there was a video I only watched a couple of weeks ago on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, and I didn't realize it was a parody and it was a comedian doing it. But he was being asked questions about the weather and went off his head about how much money it cost him to get his college education to do this job and how sick he was for the anchors asking him dumb questions. And I was watching it going, oh, my God, finally And then I read the comments, and someone said, "Oh, he's such and such," and it was a sketch, but it looked legit. All right, well, it's time to vote. Francesca's getting a delivery, so she may miss out on the vote. It might be you, Miss Kay, and cement shoes. All right, we've got. We kicked off with our friend Karen Jean-Pierre in her yellow sweater, clueless and lying again. We had the US government admitting they're now just shooting anything out of the sky and their missiles aren't very accurate. We had the funny enough, I called this drag queen battles, Finn, and didn't that become a battle between you and I? We had the falling in love with computers because AI are going to start responding to us when they know we're feeling sad. The two workers who fell in the vats at Mars factory. Look, I do love a chocolate-coated strawberry, but chocolate-coated human, maybe not. Traffic lights in space, because there's so much shit up now in the sky, in space, that satellites are colliding. Awesome. We had the CEO clown. Give me the job. Why the fuck wouldn't you? He was hilarious. And the Loch Ness Monster. No one's seen her this year. And they're all very worried, even though she doesn't usually make an appearance till March. But, whatever. Vote now, mofos. Oh, I've put vote no. Never mind. Vote note, everyone. I'm totally clown as well.
Yeah, clown,
It's
man.
I mean, he is without a doubt the best laugh I think we've had on this show. In terms of not the best laugh, we've had lots of laughs, but in terms of just watching someone being awesome. So we've got 2 votes for clown man.
Cement. How dare you?
Nessie, go cement. All the pressure's off for Miss Kay. Miss Kay and Fran are going to be the deciders of the victor of the winner of the Golden Batsh medal. Man, Francesca she might still be getting her package at the moment, so it might be Miss Kay's vote that I'll pull Finion munted, man.
Oh, the day I had, Tori, let me tell you.
And now that bruise you've got looks very painful.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, it might have been my brother earlier. I think he bumped into a door.
Yes.
Someone showed me a bruised elbow this morning. Nessie. Miss Kay.
Oh, Miss Kay. How dare you? How dare you?
Hi, Sonny. We need to wait for Francesca because if we have a poll, I can't vote on the poll, so it'll be an imbalanced vote. I mean, I'll start preparing one, but no, I'm saying poll.
That's a good idea because, it'll have the timer on it anyway. So we don't want to do it without. Franny back. What was that show? The Nanny. That's the one. That's where I know Francesca.
Oh, yes. Fran Drescher.
What's her real name? I've forgotten.
And her real name's Fran Drescher. That's her name, the actress. Yeah.
She has a very unique voice.
Her character in The Nanny was also called Fran, named after her. Yeah. There's a poll up now.
We're just going to wait for Fran. Hurry up, Fran. All comes down to you.
Finn will nod off. Oh, dude. So are you on night shift again?
Until I fly home next week.
Right.
Yeah.
Cray.
Oh, good. Just been up since 3 yesterday, so all good. 3 p.m.
What happened? 3 p.m. yesterday.
Yeah, so no stress,
Dude. How many years do you reckon you can do this job?
Oh, solid 5, I reckon.
Yeah? That's
don't know about after that. Cross that bridge when we get to it.
Pretty amazing effort. But yeah, like I said with the poll, because I can't vote and we've got missing Nessie, I'm just doing something. I'm trying to tip it back to where it should be. We're waiting on Fran. Why isn't it loading, man?
You voted. Oh, there we go. Yep, cool.
I was trying to load. Hey? Oh, it's back
You
to
got
that wasn't me. Oh, so friends,
Oh, friend.
50-50. What are we
The clown
doing?
dude wins. The clown dude wins because you didn't
No.
vote on it.
I can't vote on the poll.
Yeah, so the clown dude wins
or
then
you-
because the clown dude
so-
gets 3.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it will be, well, not unfortunately, but I was trying to register my vote on
Good work,
another
Fran.
channel. Yeah, Fran did that to be
they're
cheeky.
changing it. They're changing it, it looks like.
You can't change it.
Oh, it
Once-
definitely changed.
Did it? Because once it still says 50-50 to me. But once you vote.
Yeah, no, it's gone back.
Oh.
Okay. Either way, the clown dude's won it.
No, just give me a sec. I'm seeing if I can defy everything. I'm seeing if I'm seeing if it'll let me open a channel on the same browser, but oh,
Gotcha. All good, Fran.
it's my other browser's not letting me it's not loading chat, which is really disappointment. Here we go. All right. Hey.
Someone's lagging. I'm not sure if it's you or me.
Well,
there we go. 60.
yeah, so hey, it's not hung anymore. So you liked Rihanna's halftime show? I didn't watch it. Did you watch Super Bowl, Finn? Do you get into that stuff?
No, but I saw the meme. The meme is that she did makeup. She applied makeup during the halftime show.
And she revealed that she's pregnant again. She's like,
I didn't know that.
Check out my gut. That's all I heard about it. Well, there you go. Clown Dude wins the day. And to be honest, there's a YouTuber that some of the people in chat will know, a girl called, woman called Bullhorn Betty, and she is batshit crazy and rocks up to those council meetings and speaks, but nothing as entertaining as that. That is so good. So good. But Finn, I reckon you need to get to Bedfordshire, young man. Thanks for hanging out with us, Groovers.
Later.
We'll see you all again. I don't know.
And Blue.
Sometime soon.
Savannah.
Where the fuck were you?
Yeah, how dare you? When you're watching this later, these ones.
Yeah,
right, where they
don't
stick
leave
around.
messages going, I missed it. Not our problem, is it, Finn? Rock off, Finn. I'm waking you up.
Boats and hoes. Boats and hoes.
Oh my God, that was the best air drumming I've ever seen in my life. Both of us going off. See you all again very soon, Groovers. Love ya. Bye. Sweet dreams, Finn.
Bye. Bye. See you, tours.